Hello, everybody. Castor here, and welcome to yet another Hogs of War League recap video. Pin unfortunately can't join us this week, but therefore ADB95 is here with me.
What's up, everybody?
So week 3 is finished, and it was yet another great week of good games. So I think we should just go right into it.
Yeah, starting from the longest match ever in the history of Hogs of War, which was Bobby versus Axpy. Did you see the whole thing?
Yeah, I've seen the whole thing. I was pretty tired in the middle because I watched it late at night, so I slept and watched it, finished it in the morning.
Same for me. I actually have a strong opinion on that second match because I think since they were both playing on long distance, like bazookas and mortars, I think that Bobby should have been the one to make a move way before the time that he did, because he had the advantage. So for Axpy, there was no reason to attack straight up at the beginning.
Yeah, on the other hand, you could say Bobby shouldn't also hadn't the need to make a move because he was in front and he was probably a little bit more precise with his shots, so he also was in a comfortable position.
That's true. I was thinking about that actually, because maybe it was intentional to just keep it like that because he was doing good. So, because as time went, his advantage increased even. So yeah, in match 1, for example, there was a very solid gameplay by Axpy, and in game 2 and 3, Bobby just won because he did better with long distance weapons. Like in game 3 especially, it was very consistent.
That's true, yeah. Bobby really stepped up his gameplay in the last two matches there, and really, yeah, like you said, had his long weapon shots precise on the other pick.
Yeah, and then we're gonna move on to your game, Castor versus Mascettino. And I can tell you that Mascettino was really afraid of this match, and with a good reason, I suppose.
Yeah.
What do you think about the way you two played?
Yeah, first of all, I think you don't need to be scared of me. I will not hurt anybody. But yeah, I think he played also a very good game. Made barely no mistakes, but in each game he had about 1 or 2 mistakes that cost him the game. Like in the first match in how's the map called? A Graveyard Shift.
Yeah.
He missed his second poison shot with the poison gas. That was crucial. He hit none of my picks, so that really cost him. And in the second match, he was too focused on my medic, I think.
Yeah, that's what I said in the commentary with Pin right away too. It's the same mistake that costed me the match against you, which is interesting because yeah, we both did the same mistake. We focused too much on your medic.
Yeah, and in your match against me, I just killed him in the end. So
yeah.
Yeah, just will say that's really interesting how it will play out, because Pin said a couple of weeks ago, or I think last week or for 2 weeks ago, he isn't too sure how valuable the medic is in multiplayer, and if it's really the best threat to just tranquilize the other medic straight away. And I think I like it to see how we can strategize about the medic gameplay, so how different stats are.
I can tell you one thing. I've spoken with a couple of players, and I think we're going to see a couple of lineups without a medic in week 4.
Yeah, I think the same can happen. I'm also thinking about maybe not having the medic in each map in the lineup.
Yeah, but not me for the moment. I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah, but I can tell you some fun fact here. In my third, if I would have played on the third map against Mascettino in Skullduggery,
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had a medic in my lineup.
Yeah, I can see why. But let's not get too sidetracked here, and let's move on to Iron Fox versus Crumble, which, I'm gonna be honest, it was a very, very hard match to watch because I don't want to be mean, but it felt like on P-Drag it was straight up bullying Crumble at one point.
Oh yeah, I just loved how Iron Fox just hit him with the tanks all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm talking exactly about that. It's so funny. It's almost weird to watch.
Yeah, I think Crumble had the disadvantage because he hasn't tested the map before, and you could really see it at the beginning where he jetpacked up the. He fought slippery tile, but he could just walk it up. So I think if he had trained the map a bit more, the match could have been a lot closer.
Also, I think Crumble is a bit too eager to use paratroopers, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's too, but he said he wanted to try something different. And
yeah, we noticed. And I get that he wants to be a nuisance more than anything else. So I actually enjoy his matches. I've told him that already. So then there's...
Wait a moment, I have just to say one last thing about the match, because have you seen that rifle burst shot from Iron Fox?
Oh, yeah. He tried multiple times to do that.
Yeah, but the one, he hit all three of them on... But I think it was against... Was it against the Crumble's Grenadier or something?
Oh, yeah, I remember that right now. I was like... When I saw that right at the beginning, I was like, no, this is a mistake. This is never going to happen. And then it happened.
Yeah, he hit all three of them, and the rifle burst is not an easy weapon to use, so that was a great shot.
Not at all. Okay, then's Raging Looney versus Herpderp, which was played yesterday, actually. As always, streamed on Raging Looney's channel. It's twitch.tv/Raging Looney if you want to follow his matches. And I think that was a very big missed opportunity for Raging Looney, because in both matches he lost because of tiny details.
That's true. There were really two pretty close matches. Both players could have won the game. Yeah, like you said, Raging Looney did a couple of, maybe one small mistake more than Herpderp, and that just cost him.
Yeah, I feel like that one turn where he could have poisoned the enemy with like 17 health or something, that he could have gained a turn that would be crucial in the end. And then in game 2, I feel like he could have managed a little better the health advantage of his scout at the ending there, but I'm not too sure if he could have won some way.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a possibility, because I was surprised he hasn't even considered jumping on the medic's head.
Oh yeah, and I want to point out, great turn by Herpderp there, because the medic that was left with 23 would have been a great chance for the last poison gas of the enemy. So he took the leap and brought his medic down to 5, which made him a less profitable target. And then he put a lot of pressure on the enemy too, because he went there to try the rifle burst, which gave him a 30 damage or something in the end. So that was I really liked that move.
Yeah, he closed the gap. That was also important, because obviously the sniper is an advantage for long distance.
Yeah. And then last but not least, there's our match with me against Pinstripe. And I mean, where do we even start with this one?
Oh, we have to start at the shrapnel grenade.
Okay, I mean, I took like 400 damage in total in the match by shrapnel grenades, even 20 by my own one.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy, and I think you could have seen by my reaction that I was just completely stunned what was going on.
Yeah, I really like that comment. Like, I thought nothing would surprise me anymore about this game.
Yeah, there was Pigs in Space. I think we saw you had a pretty great strategy at the beginning with damaging the Grenadier and then poisoning him.
Yeah.
So killing him straight away.
Yeah, the poison is a big part of my strategy, as you can see in all 3 of the matches against Pin. And I guess the third one was more of a spectacular comeback, because I lined up the poison gas so perfectly that I could get an advantage at the end. But I think that poison made a big part in all 3 of the matches.
Yeah, you could really you will saw that in the matches that you focus focus on the poisoning the enemy, which is it is a valuable strat if you can turn the enemy as orderly down as well. You have to be careful that the enemy is not healing all the poison pigs again, but since healing hands are restricted to ×1, most multiplayer maps doesn't have health crates. It's a valuable strat and I like it.
Yeah, and I really like P-Drag, by the way. P-Drag is becoming one of my favorite maps to play competitive because it adds the tanks, which are a new thing.
That is true, and they only have 80 HP, so they're not really overpowered in a way. They gave you a lot of movement, mobility, and I think tanks are a great addition to the game.
Yeah. And that being said, let's move on to the current standings of the league, where Axby and Crumble are at the bottom, with only one round won for Axby and no rounds won so far for Crumble.
Then I'm sure that will change. I'm sure they both will win at least one game in the league.
Then there's Herpderp and Bobby, which are currently battling for the last playoff spot, but that could obviously change. But it looks like they are the ones that are going to be battling for 6th place. And then there's Raging Looney too.
Raging Looney is still there. I mean, he had always close matchups so far, so we'll see how it plays out there.
And then when 2 wins, there's me, Pinstripe, and Mascettino, and I'm finally starting to like the standings a little bit because after the first loss and after 2 absolutely crazy matches against Pin and Herpderp, yeah. I really want a cozy match that I can play without like crazy stuff happening. And then I started from the bottom of the rankings because there's you and Iron Fox at the top with 3 wins out of 3, which brings up the topic that the next fixtures of week 4. And would you look at that? There's Castor against Iron Fox. So what do you think? What do you think about your match?
Yeah, it definitely will be a top one. Iron Fox hasn't lost a single round yet. We'll basically battle for the lead. I mean, the winner will be in front because let's be honest, a draw is pretty unlikely. But I think it will definitely be a tough one, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to take the challenge and.
Yeah, but I think you are still the favorite in my opinion, but I'm gotta say Iron Fox so far is the best surprise of the league. He's doing very well, very solid gameplay.
Yeah, he played very well in the rank up tournament as well. I mean, it was unlucky because it was just one round but it was a close match against me. You can't forget that, and we also played a few matches before, and I saw he's a pretty good player, and he's doing the same in the league, playing at a high level.
Okay, then there's me versus Xby, which I'm really looking forward to because it's gonna be my first derby.
Yeah, another battle of Italian speakers.
And then after that, I'm gonna have Mascettino. So.
Oh. so a lot of Italian.
Yeah.
Will go on there, but.
And speaking of Mascettino, he's gonna be playing against Bobby, which is now on a good momentum since he beat Axby. So we'll be able to continue with a tough opponent like Mascettino.
Yeah, let's see how Mascettino will also recap, or we will bounce back after his loss. I mean, he said to me he was pretty angry about the loss, but
yeah, he told me that too. But I kept cheering him on because he needs to.
I think he can bounce back.
Yeah.
But we will see. It will be a close one as well, I think.
Mm-hmm. And then there's Herpderp versus Crumble, which is it finally going to be a chance for Crumble to win? Or will Herpderp continue his streak and keep climbing the ladder?
Yeah, Herbdop had tough opponents from the beginning. So he played well. Had some bad luck with the airstrike in your game. That could have come out the other way, and
Yeah.
but also Crumble can step up his gameplay as well. So,
And then there's Raging Looney versus Pinstripe.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's the streamer against the YouTuber. That's gonna be a tough one. So this is the current situation of the league, and I'm pretty sure we did not do as good job as Pinstripe does in recapping everything, but we did our best. So we're gonna see you in the matches, of course, in the commentary maybe, and then in the next recap next week. I was actually waiting for you to to say bye to.
Bye.
This is a certified